There's no doubt about it that the Resident Evil 4 remake has to be scarier, as the original wasn't at all. It also has to be different, so the game can stay interesting and have more replayability. In my last Resident Evil 4 remake video, I talked about some ways Capcom could make the island sequence scarier and improve it overall, so now I would like to do the same thing in this video, instead talking about some ways they could expand the village sequence. But guys, before we start, if you are new here and end up enjoying the video, then make sure to subscribe for more Resident Evil content like this. Also make sure to let me know in the comment section down below some of your own ideas on how they could expand the village sequence. With that all out the way, let's get right into the video.
Resident Evil 4.
So me personally, I do think the village sequence needs to be improved upon as far as making it scarier. An easy way to do this is by altering the atmosphere. In the beginning cutscene while they are driving, it seems to be very foggy out, so why not keep that creepy gloomy vibe throughout the entire area around the main village? With it being a little harder for you to see, they can have jump scares with ganados emerging from the fog and jumping out at you. Now another idea I got came from a commenter on my channel. It was pretty cool, so I had to throw it in here. With all the black crows flying around, something seems to be missing, right? And that is adding scarecrows. This is an easy way to add jump scares similar to the man in the oven on the island. This could also be introduced as a new enemy. This is honestly such a good idea, and I'm honestly shocked that it wasn't added in the original. Now next we have to talk about Dr. Salvador. Sure, he can be somewhat intimidating being able to one-shot you, but honestly his character model isn't really that scary. And honestly I could say the same thing for the enemies in the game. Character models definitely need to be improved upon in the remake to make the game scarier. But back to Dr. Salvador, he needs to be much more aggressive, similar to what we saw with the Chainsaw Man on the Mercenaries map Waterworld. The Chainsaw Man on Waterworld always had me on the edge of my seat and kept me on my toes, always watching my back. So with that being said, implementing the same thing into Dr. Salvador as well as the Bella sisters would definitely make them much more intimidating. Also guys, I'm sure most of you heard, but the leaks do suggest that Dr. Salvador will play a stalker role, similar to Mr. X in the Resident Evil 2 remake and Nemesis in the Resident Evil 3 remake. I really hope this leak is true because it would make the village sequence so much more suspenseful. I can already picture in my head some cool scenarios, like Dr. Salvador chasing you to the lake and you have to jump in the boat to escape him. As you escape, Leon looks back as he stands on the edge of the boat dock, watching you drive off. Another cool scenario could be he arrives at the cabin fight and you and Luis have to team up and finish him off for good. So yeah guys, honestly there's so many ways to make the village sequence so much scarier, so all we can do is hope that Capcom will deliver the action survival horror experience we have all longed for. Now the next thing I want to talk about is Luis Serra. He played a significant role in Resident Evil 4, yet sadly he did not get enough screen time. They either need to throw him in chapters in the remake where you play as Luis, or just make a completely separate story from the main game, similar to what we saw with Separate Ways for Ada. I think with more depth, backstory, and more screen time, Capcom can turn Luis into a very solid and loved character in the Resident Evil franchise. So I would love to learn more about the backstory of Sadler's virus. Sure, we got somewhat of a depiction in the end credits, but I really think this game needs to uncover some more lore, specifically with the merchant, the villagers, and Sadler's family. They could do this by making a DLC of maybe a survivor that had to witness the loss of his whole family, and then managing to escape the village before it was too late. In this DLC, they could include the backstory for Dr. Salvador. And there you have it guys, that is a few ways Capcom can expand and improve upon the village sequence of the game. But now I would like to hear your thoughts. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below some of your own ideas for expanding the village sequence. Thanks for watching, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.